Hello, my name is Jordan O'Keefe, and today me and my partner, Nick Kostovny, will be teaching you guys about reducing, reusing, recycling, and the benefits it has on the Boise microeconomics. So, before we get into things, I'll give you a brief rundown of what we'll be talking about today. When it comes to recycling, we want to help inform you all on the environmental benefits, but also the microeconomic benefits here in Boise, Idaho. So now, let's get started. So, here's the intro. We're talking about going green. So what does it mean to go green? Well, recycling is converting waste into reusable materials. So what can you recycle? Well, you can recycle anything from plastic bottles to cardboard to paper to even glass. All of this helps save energy and time. It also helps preserving resources and protects the land that we inhabit, as well as other considerably less carbon in the climate. Another important benefit is that it helps the economy. It does so because recycling and purchasing recycling materials helps produce and create a greater demand for more recycled goods. Goods made from recycled materials use less water and create less energy as well as create less pollution. Now, on to my next slide where I'll dive deeper into how Boise recycles. Boise just began implementing a new recycling project. The city signed a new deal in the spring with a Salt Lake City company called Renewology. Renewology is the commercial recycle program spanned across multiple geographies, and their mission is to remain at the forefront of integration across platforms for recycling plastic collection, cleanup, and the creation of new chemical feedstocks. Their goal is to create a new circular economy around the valuable molecules in plastic so that it can re-enter the atmosphere. The reason Boise chose to sign on with this company is because China put a ban on plastic imports, which Nick will dive more into later. So not only did this new deal help Boise save more money, but they are also helping out the Boise economy through getting us paid. The reason we get paid is because the plastics are turned into diesel fuel in Salt Lake City, which the money from that fuel is then reused and put back into the Boise economy. Now I'll be passing it off to Nick, who will be talking more about the recycling benefits here in Boise and how it's helping the local economy.
All right, thank you, Jordan. So now I'm going to be talking about the recycling program that Jordan had mentioned earlier in Boise, what's going on there, and then I'm also going to be talking about how this affects local business and things they're incorporating within their businesses to kind of market green sustainability and how this is changing the economy. And then finally, I'm going to be talking about what we can do past recycling and how our society is set up for consumption and whether it's even possible to get to a zero waste place within the way we currently do things. So first off, the program within Boise that's been created is completely new. There used to be just 2 bins on every person's doorstep for landfill trash and then recycling. It was blue and gray. Now there are 4 bins. There's trash, recycling, compost, and most recently an orange bag. So what goes in the orange bag? The orange bag isn't recycling, but it keeps items out of the landfill that shouldn't be recycled or couldn't be recycled, including foam products like egg cartons and meat packaging, etc. So how does this work? So you put those items into an orange bag, which are passed out through the city, and then you put that into your regular blue bins. And so then when it gets to the recycling, they separate them, and basically it's much easier and it's a more refined process. So the problem seems to be right now in this implementation of the new plan that these orange bags are not being passed out completely to all households, and also people are just a little confused now that there's more options within the recycling program. So the city is trying to smooth out this process. It's still definitely something that's being worked on, but Boise is definitely trying to, in response to China, change the way that we recycle within the city. So now, new slide, thank you. The City of Boise Initiative Pure Water is creating a new program where they recycle water and actually create beer and cider from this. This was created last month in October, and it's an exciting new process. And this is just showing how recycling in all forms is coming to local businesses. This is a great way to market and separate your businesses from the from the masses. One woman in the movement named Julian Eckelhoff is creating a movement called Nonprofit Zero Waste Boise Institute. And essentially what she's arguing is that we support recycling, but it's an imperfect solution. So what she wants is that eventually our society should get to a zero waste, zero within all aspects of how we consume products. So one quote that I really enjoyed from her is that she said, "Right now we're just trying to accommodate our current lifestyle. We need to work on changing how we do things as a whole." An example of this would be if you go to Costco and you buy a box of apples. Each apple has its individual plastic container. And she's arguing that this is unsustainable and that although we could try to recycle these, we need to actually think about how we consume goods as a whole and change that if we want meaningful change. So it's interesting to think about how this could change business and economies down the road. Things are changing. People understand that this is an important issue, and yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see how things improve down the line. So in conclusion, Jordan talked about how China's recent changes within their policies have affected recycling here, and then the programs and the aftermath of that. And then I talked about how this citywide program of recycling is impacting local businesses, marketing, and then in general how we can start to think about changing our consumption throughout our entire society, because it's going to impact businesses in the future. So thank you.